Marco Arop just delivered one of the most stunning responses in track and field history. At the Paris Diamond League, the Canadian sensation exploded to a scorching 141.84 in the men's 800 meters, the fastest time in the world so far in 2026. But here's what makes this run so remarkable. It comes after Arop had already been beaten twice this season by a 17-year-old high schooler named Cooper Lukenhaus. This wasn't just a win, this was a statement. Let's rewind. Just weeks earlier, at his Diamond League debut in Stockholm, the 17-year-old world indoor champion chased down Olympic silver medalist Arop to win. Lukenhaus crossed in 142.70. Arop, the reigning North American record holder, was left in second at 143.11. Commentators on international television called the performance almost unbelievable for someone so young. 4 days later, the two met again in Oslo. This time, the stakes were even higher. Reigning Olympic champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi was also in the field. What happened next shook the athletics world to its core. Lukenhaus edged Wanyonyi by just 1/100th of a second, 142.08 to 142.09 in an instant classic. And Arop? He finished third, clocking 143.33, beaten again, this time by both a teenager and the sport's reigning king. 2 races, 2 losses. A 17-year-old still finishing his junior year of high school had suddenly beaten 2 Olympic medalists back-to-back. The question started immediately. Was the 800-meter era of Arop, Wanyonyi, and Jamel Sajadi already over? Had a new generation arrived faster than anyone predicted? The pressure on Arop was immense. This is a man who ran 141.20 to win Olympic silver in Paris, a time that makes him the 4th fastest 800-meter runner ever recorded. This is a 2023 world champion. And suddenly, he was being outkicked by a kid who just left his Texas high school track team. Now let's talk about what 141.84 actually means historically. This run places Arop firmly among the fastest men alive right now. It's more than a second faster than his previous season's best of 143.11, an enormous jump in performance level for an athlete already operating at elite championship standard. Running that kind of time this deep into a brutal season, one that already included multiple bruising losses to a teenager and a reigning Olympic champion, is exceptional. Most 800-meter runners fade under that kind of psychological weight. Arop sped up. Compare this to the greater landscape of 2026. Audrey Wero ran a Diamond League record 153.80 in the women's race that same day in Paris, signaling that world records across the middle distances may be under real threat this season. Arop's 141.84 fits right into that narrative a year where the 800m event, on both the men's and women's side, is being pushed to historic new limits. So what does this mean for the rest of 2026? The rivalry between Arop and Lukenhaus is now one of the most compelling storylines in the sport. A teenager just became the youngest Diamond League track winner in history, and he did it by beating a 4-time global medalist. That alone reshapes how we view generational transition in distance running. But Arop's Paris response proves something crucial. Champions with championship mentality don't stay down for long. And here's a twist nobody saw coming. Just days after Arop's Paris masterclass, Lukenhaus suffered his first professional 800-meter loss ever, finishing second behind Brandon Miller at the Prefontaine Classic. The teenager who had gone 6 for 6 against the world's best suddenly looked human. So where does this leave the rivalry? Arop has the experience, the championship pedigree, and now the fastest time in the world this year. Lukenhaus has the audacity, the raw talent, and a resume no 17-year-old in history can match. Neither man is backing down. Marco Arop didn't just win a race in Paris. He reclaimed the world lead, silenced the doubters, questioning his place atop the event, and reminded everyone why he's one of the greatest 800-meter runners of this generation. But this story is far from over. Cooper Lutkenhaus is coming back, and when these two collide again, at the World Championships or beyond, it might just be the fastest 800-meter race we've ever seen.